I mean, we're gear freaks, right?
Oh yeah.
I've seen some stuff with you and YouTube and you and Loomis and just with your I think it was your Axe effects back then you were using for effects. You still doing that?
Yeah, I'm still using the Axe
Beautiful
effects too.
effects on it.
Oh man, that's great.
You're not using it for your primary tone?
I am actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
live?
Live. Yeah.
Nice.
To me, it's more convenient. It's lightweight. It travels well. It's so consistent. You know, if I had the choice, and you know, there were never any budget issues or anything like that, I'd probably bring some amps. But the thing is, with tubes, you know, they're so finicky that you know, I want to know that my gear is going to work, and it's always there for me.
I tried it. I had the whole rig set up with the, you know, the Axe Effects 2 with the, you know, because I had to know what it was. You know, it's out there, everybody's using it, it's ubiquitous, it's important, I need to know these things. And I use it in the studio, but I tried using it live. I put it right up against my tube rig.
Yep.
And with my tech in a room, spent all day with the power amps that you use.
Right. And weren't able to get it, huh?
Not even close.
Really?
It was a bad synthetic emulation of.
I wonder what firmware you are on, because how long ago was it?
This is about maybe a year or two ago.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, still fundamentally, I couldn't imagine how it could even compete with what's happening in a tube amp.
Right.
You know, but that's because I come from a different era than you do.
Right.
Not that you don't appreciate earlier era stuff.
No, I love, you know.
I mean, Clapton at Royal Albert Hall, and you know, I mean,
but still, one of my all-time favorite tones is your first Lynch mob. I mean, that tone was insane.
I'll tell you what that was very quickly, because this just is kind of ironic you brought that up. Yesterday, I got a box, and somebody had sent me the amp I used on that record that had been stolen.
Really?
It was a 1988 Soldano that I've had 12 Soldanos since then. None of them have ever sounded like that one.
Right.
And I've just been hoping I could get it back someday, and it was stolen in 1993, so it's been what, you know, decades, whatever it's
20
been.
years. Yeah.
And this guy called me up from Oklahoma City, really nice guy. He goes, you know what? I think I have your amp that was stolen from you, and I think it should come back home to you. And I go, well, I didn't even want to know how he got it, but I was so happy, and I was like, this is like the best Christmas birthday present, everything all rolled into one. If it could happen, what do you have into the amp? He told me. I go, I'll make you whole, which was not a lot of money. And a couple $1,000, and I sent him the money, and he sent it right out to me. And it ended up on my doorstep right as we're getting in my car to come to NAMM, so I didn't get a chance to open it and play it, but it's my baby.
That's awesome.
So I can get that Wicked Sensation tone again.
All right. That would be awesome.
And we can emulate it and put it in the Axe.
Right, exactly.
We can model it.
Count me in.
All right.
I'm on that one. Like a G minor. And I'm just moving down through the intervals. D major. E flat major.
Well, we play obviously dramatically different guitars, you know, as you know, the 7-string Jackson, but they're high impedance pickups.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I don't like active.
Yeah, you see a lot of active on the 7-string guitars.
Right.
I wonder why that is. Is that just a metal thing?
I think it's probably
quicker response.
Yeah, well, I think it's more gain. It just simply comes down to, you know, a lot of people who gravitate towards 7 strings want more gain, so it's a nice easy fix and a nice easy pairing.
But not as dynamic.
No, I don't think so at all. No.
So those are DiMarzios?
Yeah, these are DiMarzios. These are actually custom made to my specs.
Oh, okay.
This was a PAF Pro that I modified a little bit. I put a little bit of a peak in the 550 hertz range, right in the mid-range. And then I bumped up the highs just a little bit, and I did the same thing to this pickup, and just love them. So they're kind of like custom to this guitar.
Wow. So so people can't buy those?
No, not at all.
They can't call up DiMarzio to the custom shop and have them do a wind?
You know, I'm not sure about that one, but they're not for sale through DiMarzio, only on the guitars.
Okay. And so it was a quilted maple top?
Right, and mahogany body. And then Planet Waves tuners, which I really love because they cut the string for you, so it makes it nice and clean.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
you fire your roadie now.
Right.
You save money. Okay.
And of course, Floyd Rose, as you use. And pretty simple setup, 3-way switch, volume to split the coils. And the tone is a pull to actually activate the tone, because I don't use a tone that much.
So straight through when it's depressed.
Straight through when it's pushed down, and then if you want it, you pull it up. So that's without it pulled, and if you pull it.
Okay.
Cool.
So this is a completely different animal than that. This is a very simple guitar that I actually bolted together. I'm not going to say built it because I just bought parts, but I bought this body from Grover Jackson at Charvel in the late 70s. It was in a wood pile. It was getting thrown out or something.
Wow.
It was a second. There was something wrong with it. So it's maple. It's very heavy. It cost me $20, I think. And the neck, the original neck I had on here was $20 as well. I got it from Mighty Mite. And I just scavenged the parts together. Me and my buddy Irv Veach painted it, nitrocellulose lacquer. So the whole guitar cost me $40.
That's crazy.
Something like that. And then, Irv helped me paint it for free. And as I said, we used nitrocellulose. I got on a plane and flew to Reykjavik, Iceland when it was still wet, wrapped in a blanket with bungee cords. It was in the hold of the plane. It was 50 below zero, and all this finish checking occurred. So it contracted and expanded. I was really bummed at the time. I ruined the paint job, but actually, you can't buy this. You can't make that happen.
No.
And I've been trying to figure out how to make it happen with Freon and all kinds of different processes, and I can't really.
Yeah, it's going to be individual for sure. You know that. That kind of low end, just the punch, the sock, and the gut. Yeah. I had to have it. But the range, I think 7 for me just seemed to fit well. The way it played, the way it felt in my hands, it was, for me it was right. And that's why I have an 8-string, but I messed with it and I didn't really dig the tone of the pickups, because I think, again, they have to support a range that's too great for the pickup to sound good on all strings. Right. But I do play 6 strings actually in Megadeth, because I want to kind of hold true to the roots of thrash. So, the low E is where it's at in thrash. So that's kind of where I stay for the.
Do you write new Megadeth songs with a 7-string?
Nope. It's typically all on 6, but sometimes I'll bring in a 7-string to kind of augment the tone or the sound, or to fill in some stuff. Yeah. Just to see if it's usually when you kind of add the texture and the icing on top of a final recording and stuff, to see if it can add any more lows or anything.
Fatten it up a little bit, make it a little heavier, more substance.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then live, you don't really need to do that because it's live.
Yeah, it's live, and those PAs
they got subs.
Yeah, exactly. When I would do. That kind of and that's just a pentatonic scale. Right. Or. In addition to your vibrato, the horizontal vibrato that you've done and kind of pioneered, I think.
Jack-off vibrato, it's called in Japan, by the way.
Yeah, is it really? Jack-off. That's awesome.
Mr. Rin, show us how you jack off. Like, what? Okay.
That's funny. But in addition to that, are there other innovations that you feel like you've had a good hand in either bringing to the table or really utilizing really well, pioneering?
I was really more of a follow-along guy. All these kind of things were happening in guitar music in the 80s, and I was just playing catch-up because I'm an older guy, I'm a blues player, and I was trying to fit into a world of, 80s shred and seem not disingenuine. So it was a little out of my box. It was a little uncomfortable for me. It was very stressful, actually. But, right around the Eddie era, I was coming up with patterns, so very simple kind of tapping patterns. And one of the first ones I came up with was one that I showed to Randy Rhoads backstage when we were doing a gig together, and he used on an Ozzy song. which kind of blew my mind. And I don't remember what Ozzy song, but you'll probably recognize it. So it's get my jacket out of the way here. But it's kind of an Eddie thing, you know, a very Eddie thing, but he used that, the front half of that on a record, and so it ended up, you know, being kind of the dialogue of that era of guitar, you know, a piece of it. But nowadays, I kind of I'm all over the map, so I'll do things like. I just find little patterns at work. I mean, I just made that up. I mean, it doesn't mean it. I don't know where that fits in the musical spheres, but I mean, I'm just coming up with patterns that kind of make sense to my ear. I do kind of like an intervallic. Kind of stretch, intervallic, Joe Diorio kind of thing. So I'll do some sliding this way, some capoing that way, and I just mix it up. Beyond Megadeth, or what's going on with Megadeth?
Well, right now we head to South America in May, and Europe in the summer, you know, and we're going to be rolling hard. So.
Do you have your own? Ever do solo records? Do your own?
Not right now. No, Megadeth is like we're so busy. It's just
that's your focus, and you have time to go outside that.
Exactly.
Would you like to someday? I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I love playing, so you know, I'll keep playing till the end of my days. So.
How about guesting on somebody's record? Do you ever do those kind of?
Yeah, I have in the past.
You get you and Loomis together and somebody's.
Right. Yeah. That kind of stuff would be cool.
Shreddy kind of thing.
Yep. And what about you? What do you got coming up?
Well, I've got this new project called KXM with Doug Pennick from King's X and Ray Lazier from Korn on drums. We're doing a video at the end of the month. And it was an incredible experience because we just kind of never played together and made these plans to play together in Hollywood. As you know, we're always, it's a mutual admiration society. We're always running into each other. We're always making plans to start these new bands.
Right.
Play, oh yeah, call me. And it never ever happens, in 40 years it's never actually happened. And this time it happened. We got together in a room, a studio, and we didn't have any songs and we hadn't played together. And in 10 days, we wrote all the songs and recorded all the basics for the record. And,
that's awesome.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful record. And,
the funny thing about that real quick is I had the honor of playing with Pennick a couple months ago. It was awesome.
He's a wonderful guy.
Great guy.
I've also got a project called the Infidels, which is the rhythm section from War, Pancho and Sal from War, with Sendog from Cypress Hill. And it's half Latin, and it's all improvised. It's kind of like Band of Gypsies meets lowrider music, just ass-shaking funk, but highly improvised. I mean, we actually do, like I said, get in a room and we've got a 16-minute song that just happened.
Right.
It's just all just magic music of the spheres stuff, but it's a blast. I've got another project called Shadow Nation, which is a documentary film on Native Americans and music I've been working on for 4 years. That's coming out this year, along with the band that's associated with it that is on this musical journey called Shadow Train. We did a double CD. That's coming out this year as well. Got a new Lynch Mob record coming out. We'll be on tour in Europe, probably maybe around the same time, doing
a lot of the festivals.
Sweden Rock and
I think we'll see
Hellfest and all that stuff.
Hellfest, we'll see you.
So we'll be out there in June and July touring that. Got a short tour coming up here on the West Coast with Lynch Mob. I've got some other bands that I can't think of right now.
Right.
Oh, I'm working on the new Michael Sweet album for Frontier Records, writing that record and recording that with him, with Brian Tichy and James Lomenzo in February and March. And I think there's something else, but I can't remember right now, but I'll let you know. Yeah. I've tried to make it a little bit challenging because you're so good.